Now the next is a how many types of the threats and how can you do the assessment for the threats, means finding the threats. There is a two types of the threat. One is a external, another is a internal. External threats means when any type of the threats executed out of the organization, like I am finding the vulnerability in a website and I am going to be inject code into the website. So this is the external attack. But there is a internal threats also available. Internal threats means the bad guy in the organization. Bad guy in the organization. Lots of the internal threats. Internal threats means internal software or any rogue device and much more. But the person who are associated with the organization and he has the accessibility of the organization, go inside the organization and do any type of the attack. So now the question is how you can do the threat research. Means if you find the threats or you want to research on the threats, so how you can do it? You can do it based on the behavior, based on the reputational, based on the threat data. So what is the behavior? Behavior means lots of the organization, attacker or the TTPs are gathered the information for the attack and lots of the information are available. For the example, you have the some like someone trying to get into your system, trying to log in with the admin user. Even admin user does not exist. The people are trying to log in with the admin user. So this is the behavior. Someone trying to log in with the admin. Okay, and there is also another research is a reputational. Reputational means list of the IP addresses, their domain names and their behaviors and their signature. Signature are available for the file based malware. Any malware. Malware means virus, trojan, worms, all known as a malware. Short code which is going to be do the malicious activity. So how to identify reputational threat? By using the IP address blacklist. So you can use the virus total. Virus total is a location where you can enter the domain name and the website to identify their behavior. For the example, I am giving just a short like virus total. There is a other platform also exists which is going to be check your IP address, or you can just put the URL here, like any URL you will put here and it will scan your URL and find out this is no any URL has any type of the malicious flagged. So there is a no malicious flagged, everything is. But if I am doing any malicious impact, so when you put inside the link and it will be considered as a malicious. So you can check here. And also antivirus are used to finding the file based malwares. Okay. Threat data is a computer data can be correlate event observed the customers on network, TTP indicators. So how the event and relations are happened. Already we have discussed about the syslog server. Syslog server we have used to log all the server on a center location. This is the syslog server. So all the logs are there, all the events happened inside the organization are there, all the devices which are connecting sending their logs to the syslog server. But for the syslog server you do everything or analyze log, you can only do the manual testing or manually find out which logs is indicator of the compromise, which log is alert, which log is this. You cannot do on the syslog. So that is the reason syslog has been replaced by the SIEM. SIEM is a well-known software, not only software, actually this is the system. You can see this is the system which is used for the finding threats or the attacks inside the organization. It is called security information and event management. So what is the first task? Log aggregation means collect all the logs from the different resources. After that, do the correlation means make the relation of the all the logs. For the example, I have logged in as a normal user. Then I will then I will try to privilege escalation. So privilege escalation happened on the PC1. Okay. But there is 100 PC already exist. So I will scan all the 100 PC. So this is the relation between their events. This is known as a correlation event. So after doing the correlation, there is a findings, indicator of the compromise and alerting. So what SIEM other things is doing means storage all the your logs and retention of the compliances. So what is the compliances you are using? What are standard? Another thing is doing the penetration testing inside the organization for finding the vulnerabilities and try to protect them. Already all of you know about the hacker. Hacker is the person who are going to be hack your system. So there is some process or some methodology or some mechanism are used by the hacker. So the same mechanism, same techniques, same process are used by the person. It is called pen tester. Pen tester who are doing the same things which the hacker is doing. But this pen tester also known as a ethical hacker. So ethical hacker will identify the vulnerabilities and exploit the vulnerabilities, get into the system and do the hacking, but authorization, in the way of the authorization. So it is called authorized ethical hacking. So these type of the ethical hacking and vulnerabilities scanning happened and actively test all the types of the control, all the things can be done in a penetration testing. We will have the separate subject on the penetration testing, separate complete course. So we will do it. Privileged access management. Access management, all of you know, means managing the access. For the example, if the normal user logged in on the system, he can do the basic things. If the admin will log in, he have the some more permission. If the root user logged in, it have the complete permission. So it is called access management. Who will access what? कौन क्या access करेगा? For the example, these privileged access management is a policies, procedure and the technical control who are preventing the malicious abuse of the privileged accounts. Privileged account means the account which having the high privilege like administrator in a Windows operating system and root user on a Linux operating system. So how you can do this risk and what is the meaning of the access management means controlling their privileges by doing the configuration. So how you can mitigate this risk? By making their configuration strong over the privileges. So there is a categorize on the privilege access management. One is a least, role based and zero trust. One is a least privilege, means if you are creating a single user, so what a user can do? Means you are going to be create an account on the Facebook. So you have the least privilege. Later on you can do the different type of the settings and you can make your profile secure. Whenever you are installing or creating a new user on the Windows or the Linux, it have the lowest privilege. Okay, so user which is going to be granted is a sufficient rights to perform their job, no more. Only they can do the job. For the example, if every who can do the email communication, so he can only access the Thunderbird, that's it, Thunderbird email clients or any other email clients. The another type of the access, it is called role based access. So role based means the role of the set. For the example, this file will be accessible by the marketing department. So marketing departments means if you are the member of the marketing person, then you can access this file. If you are belongs from the account department, you can't. If you are belong from the admin department, you can't. So it is defined their roles and then defined subject to allocated those roles. Zero trust is a type of the security. You can say this is the completely robust, means you can trust. You have the 100% trust on this particular data or particular traffic or the particular user or the particular server. There is another type of the assessment. It is known as a vendor assessment. Vendor assessment, which you are using the devices, hardware based on the vendor, software based on the vendor. So some vendors are really secure, some are not secure, and also this is another type of the assessment. Vendor means you are a organization and you are hiring the multiple vendors who are supplying you the computer. Another vendor who are supplying you a software. Another vendor who are supplying you a service, vulnerability assessment. Another is providing you the cloud service. So different vendors are available. So you need to find out or do some assessment over the vendors. So this is known as a supply chain vulnerability management, means finding the vulnerability managed. Onboarding suppliers. Whatever the suppliers are there, you need to do onboarding and check their previous record, their working style, their lots of the things you need to do. Then after that you can validate the supplier for the security maturity level.